Welcome everybody to what I'm hoping is going to be a get shit done 60 to 90 minutes. If you haven't met me before, my name's Amy McDonald. I tend to swear, and I know for some locations that can be a foreign phenomenon. It's going to happen. I'll try and mind my language. I know I was interviewing a fabulous yoga teacher yesterday for a project I've got coming up, and she said, "Is it okay if I cuss on your podcast?" And I thought, gee, I didn't even think to ask. I just do it all the time. So if you're new to me, apologize in advance. I'm hoping that the content that I'm going to share with you makes it all worthwhile. We are talking all things how to teach retreats online, and I'm thrilled to teach you this stuff. One, because obviously, if you're teaching at all, chances are it's online. You know, it's good timing. Two, I used to do this all the time. In fact, I used to teach a virtual retreat every 2 weeks. Back in the day when I was a yoga teacher and offering, I used to offer women's yoga retreats in Bali 2 a year. That was my business model. And virtual retreats was how I found enough people to then invite into my international retreats. So if you're looking to grow your audience beyond local studentship to offer into potentially larger things, this is also a great business builder. This is not just something that is applicable during the special times. And also what I want to go through today, I think that the information that I'm going to share with you is transferable to other initiatives that you're working on, about sales, marketing, pricing, etc. So really good timing for us to have this conversation. And like I said, I used to do it a lot. So, you know, this is not a theoretical exercise for me. It's definitely based in, bonsoir, Irina, you're so fabulous. It's definitely based in my lived experience and, more importantly, how I got my yoga business going in the first place, and definitely how I had my first sort of $10,000 a month. So if any of that sounds good, great. I've got a bunch of slides that I'm going to go through. In preparing for this, it suddenly dawned on me that I could spend 10 hours teaching you this stuff. And in fact, I have a home study course that will teach you all of this stuff in greater detail. So I was thinking, well, Amy, what's the best way that you can share this information with people? What do they really need right now? And what I decided was what I think you all need, and I realize that's outrageous because I only know some of you, but I'm going to presume here. What I think you all need is to get a good kick in the pants to go get this thing happening. Probably what you don't need is another webinar of good ideas. Probably what you do need is a cash injection in your yoga business and some skills to go get this done. So to that end, I've put together some slides which are really more about me reminding myself what I need to tell you. I want you to take notes. I'm recording this so you can go rewatch. And I have, and I'll talk about this towards the end, a like ridiculously comprehensive follow-up thing that's going to happen over the weekend, so that you're not only watching this now and going, maybe that's for me, but actually taking action so that if you're up for it, next weekend, you can be running a full virtual retreat that you've been paid for. If that sounds interesting, type a yes into the chat. Susie is here. Susie from New South. Yes, says, okay, great, good. But here's the deal. I can't actually reach through the computer and do the things for you. So what I'm going to teach you, you got to do it. I'm going to give you ridiculous amounts of support because I want you to challenge yourself and prove to yourself that holy Toledo, if I put my mind to it, I can make a whole bunch of money that I didn't see coming and help people in the process. Jen's more polite than me. She says F asterisk K, yes. So sweet. Jan says, yes, I have an online retreat on Saturday, the 15th of May. Jan, yes. And hopefully what I'm going to teach you will boost your numbers. Okay, let's get going with the slides. So first up, let's talk about this picture. The worst singlet to have a photo shoot of your life. I'll let you guess why. I think you've already noticed. Okay, let's move on. So today, let me just look at the participant thing so I can make sure that you're all muted. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, so hang on. Still got some people coming along. Fantastic. Jenny, just going to mute you. Great. Okay, so this is our agenda for today. Getting the basics in place, what's your theme and your outline, pricing and sales, coming up with a marketing strategy, actually doing it, including the tech that you need or not, and then bloody celebrating yourselves, because I really want you to do this. Please, like, quit this webinar if you're just watching for information. Get on your sticky mat, meditate, do something else if you're not going to actually implement what I'm going to teach you, because life is short. You don't need more information. You need karma yoga, the yoga of action, not jnana yoga exclusively, the yoga of knowledge. Let's move on. Okay, so let's talk about the basics. This is what, and I'm going to give you the template that I'm seeing working for people right now and the template that worked for me in the past. If you want to modify it, go ahead. If you want to procrastinate because you're afraid and your procrastination manifests on, I just need to like meditate on it, because I'm really feeling from spirit that for me it might be a 3.5 hours. Seriously, this is what I'm recommending. Do this or make a quick choice to modify it because you know better about your own business. But please don't cogitate on this more than is necessary. I recommend that you go for 2 hours. That gives you enough time to have interaction, to teach a few different modalities if that's what you're about, for people to talk to each other, which is what people are craving right now. But it is not too long that people get, computer screen fatigue, which is, not what you want. So I recommend 2 hours. I recommend that you go for an afternoon, weekend afternoon, early evening. Again, if you know your people because they're with you at 6 a.m. 5 days a week, then maybe they want the morning. But for me, I recommend a weekend afternoon. Here's the bits that you're going to need to be able to implement what I'm going to teach you. You need a website. And if you don't have a website, you can use something like Eventbrite. We'll come back to, if that's you, I'll take questions on that momentarily. But a website, you need Facebook and Instagram. You need some kind of payment portal, i.e. PayPal, Stripe, Moonclerk, Square, some kind of system to receive people's money. And you need Zoom to teach the thing. If you want to do it in a private Facebook group, fine. If you want to do it in some other, I don't know, WebEx, something or other, fine. But some kind of, video conferencing situation. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're the 6 things that you're going to need to make this work. Let's move on. So nice to see you all here, by the way. If you've just jumped in and I haven't said hello to you already, hello. Okay, so first up, and again, take notes, but better come up with your answers as we're going. And I would love to see your answers in the chat actually as we're going. So next, I want you to come up with your theme and your outline. This is really important, particularly if you're looking to invite people into your virtual or your mini retreat that haven't met you yet. So one of my fabulous community members is here right now, and we were talking this morning about why it's important to have a theme and an outline. If people already know you, if the people are already your students, the fact that it's you and it's yoga and it's 2 hours is enough, because they've already, your brand, if you like, is tried and tested. They've already been to your classes. They know who you are. If they like you, all they need to know is, how do I pay? They're already, from a sales perspective, what we would call warm leads. But if you're looking to invite people into this who don't know you yet, and that's what I would like you to do, hint, more opportunity to generate prosperity, grow your community, serve more people, then you need to stand out more. You being you is not enough if I don't know who you are. It's like for Amy, I am not swiping right on anybody on Tinder that does not have something written in the profile. The photo, not enough. I need to know more. The same is true for your virtual retreat. So I do recommend that you come up with a theme and an outline. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to belabor the theme or the outline, the subheading while you're teaching it. You can still just teach your thing, but you need to give people enough information to get them through the door, i.e. having registered, paid and registered. So I want you to consider what makes what you do special. And if you get stuck here, you can think about, well, what would your favorite students say about your classes? What do they love the most about what it is that you do? So maybe Astra's people say, I love that the way she teaches mindfulness is so practical and achievable for me because I've got such a busy mind and I didn't think that meditation was something that I would be able to do. What do your people say about you? Maybe Danny's people say, I just love the way that she's no nonsense. She clearly knows what she's talking about. She makes me feel really safe and everything she teaches me is super pragmatic. I don't know. What is it that makes your offering special? And type this into the chat as we go, folks, so that I can, if you like, I can be giving you some feedback along the way. Let me just pull up the chat here. Then I want you to think about, well, what sort of words are compelling for your people? So, you know, what one of the keys to good sales copy, good marketing text, is using the language that your people would use anyway. So how do they describe you? What sorts of language do people use to talk about what it is that you offer? Susie says therapeutic, slow, easy, accessible. Great. So if that's how people would describe what you offer, include those types of words into your title and your subheading. Kids yoga, massage and yoga, says Elizabeth. Monica, I have a calm, soothing voice, so they tell me. They also like my singing and chanting a lot. Great. Robin says, mindful veteran. I plan to do a retreat for veterans with PTSD. Robin, you're so cool. Like silver sneakers, you know, I'm going to use that hashtag. Great. So, perfect. So I want you to think about what could the title be of your virtual retreat, and then what would the subheading be? The title needs to be something compelling that uses the words that describe what makes your offer special, your offering special, your yoga, your blend of things. And the subheading has to be something that clearly articulates what people are going to get. For example, a 2-hour nourishing yoga, meditation, and Reiki session that you can take from the comfort of your own home, something of that nature. Boost immunity system, says Janice. Great. So there's that could very well be the title, Janice, and then give me a beautiful subheading that clearly explains exactly what people are going to get when they sign up. Calming, balancing, therapeutic approach, says Carol. Okay, great. So maybe your virtual retreat, Carol, is about yoga therapeutics to calm and balance is the title, and the subtitle is 2-hour coming together to experience la la la, whatever. Insert what makes sense for you. Released, supported, loved, and free. Beautiful, Denise. So that's some great stuff to incorporate into your title and your subheading. Warm, nurturing, and knowledgeable. Yeah, that's what I'm really getting that. Obviously, that's what I get for you, Lou. But I wouldn't say knowledgeable. I'd say like, it's better than that. Like wise, wisdom holder, like integrity. Those sorts of words. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have to sort of power through this, everybody. We're going to go at a pretty fast clip because I want you to get this down and implement as we go. And I've got a bunch of stuff that I want to share with you. What I would love, if you want to check in with me along the way, like post now, DM me on Instagram. So my Instagram is @AmyYogaBizCoach. I'll just type it into, hang on, let me type it into the chat. If you're working on this as we go, just send me a DM on Instagram. And then I can help you once we're done here if we don't get to go through everybody's on the chat. So you can message me anything that we're talking about today, but then if you think you've refined your title and your subheading, send it to me and let's do some quick touch-ups if we need to. Women wellness class series. Class and series, Tony, I'm not down with. Give me something else. Like, if it's about women and wellness, women and, feminine encoded language is about receptivity. It's about community. It's about gatherings. It's about receiving. Class series is a bit masculine encoded. What else you got? Help me out there. Diane says, nurturing, doable, relaxing alternative info. Nice. Yoga for these special times. You know it. Well, that could be, anyway, I was going to say something highly inappropriate. There's too many people here who are meeting me for the first time to share that. I'm going to move on. Oh, Susan, rediscovering passions and dreams. Yes, rediscovering passions and dreams, women's mini retreat. Give me a subheading. I'm all over that for your people. Rishi Eric Infanti says, I'm so glad you're here. Says, wisdom of Tantra yoga in uncertain times. Just be careful about the Tantra yoga thing, yeah? I would hate for people to not sign up or to sign up and feel disappointed because they think you mean Neo-Tantra or they think you mean classical Tantra and you mean the other one. Don't have a judgment on either. But just make sure that your people know which one they're going to get. Thai massage taster for couples in isolation. I just put for couples, Danny, because couples in isolation makes it sound like one's in Brisbane and one's stuck in Sydney and they have to massage each other over the phone, which is a whole other thing. Love your lungs, Susie. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But maybe rather than get your lungs in shape, because for me, I don't know what that means. Like, what are the actual benefits of having my lungs in shape? Is it so I can breathe more freely? Is it so that I can, I don't know, like what's the benefit of having in shape lungs? And give me that in the subheading as well. Maria says, restorative and yin yoga, relax and restore for resources in order to be of service to everyone around you because you can't pour from an empty cup. Maria, you've got it in there. I want you to consolidate it and hone it down so it's more concise. All right, folks, we're going to move on. Message me on Insta. We can keep this conversation going post our time together. Okay, so again, I don't want you to fuck about and get yourself all confused and not do anything because you're overthinking this part. Make it $45. And if you're like, oh, but I live in, like if you live in Hong Kong dollars, it's not $45. But if you live in anything that's kind of comparable to, I don't know, Canadian, New Zealand, Australian dollars, US dollars, I'm cool with 45. I'm like, maybe it's 30 pounds, 35 euro-ish, around there. But please don't overthink this. I want it to be an obvious and easy yes for people. They see a picture, they see the title, they see the subheading, they see the price and think, why the hell not? That's what we're going for. We're looking for, 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, 50 people at $45. Sweet. Don't overthink this. And please, no one like, it's $9.25. No undercharging. Sally Ann, hey, says, I usually charge $60 for a 2-hour restorative with loads of propping. So I think that's a great price. Great. And you know what's so cool about this too, Sally Ann and everybody, if you would normally charge more and you're going to charge a little less in this instance, what I'd like is for you to think about volume and really looking to invite people into this that have never met you before. This is the first experience of you. It's an easy yes in terms of the price point, but they have an amazing time. And then when the world flips back into revelation mode, they're signing up for your in-person things, or if they don't live near you, when you host your next retreat, or maybe you continue to offer these post-pandemic, they're still coming along. Good night, Maria. I love it how people tell me they're going to bed. Please make sure that you are set up to take payments with a credit card. None of this, put your money in my bank account bullshit. It's time, if you're not there yet, to treat yourself like an actual business owner and make sure that you can take payments online. If anybody needs to confess that this is the next step for them, type it into the chat. I love you. I know what it's like. I'm sure there are a lot of other people here who have in the past said, If you're interested in my virtual retreat, DM me and I will DM you back my bank account. And then when you've put the money, then I'll check my account and it'll take 3 days and then I'll message you back and then oh, hell yes. Look at, yeah, such a faff, says Melissa. So late for you, Melissa. PayPal works, right? Totally works. PayPal absolutely works, Jocelyn. Hell, yeah. Yeah, have PayPal and getting credit. Great, Diane. Yeah. Hannah says, do you mean payments via PayPal? I don't care, Hannah, how they get the money to you, other than they need to have their card and be able to go to the computer or their phone, put in the details and buy a place. None of this, can I mail you a check? Apparently that's what people do in France. Can I mail you a check? Can I drop the money in an envelope into your letterbox? If you give me your banking details, can I transfer it, telegraphic transfer it into your bank account? Can I do you a trade for a vegan lasagna? None of that. It needs to be, can I just buy your thing online? Which, yes, all of these, Venmo, all about it. E-transfer, whatever. I don't know about e-transfer, but okay. You get my point, right? These are people who don't know you yet. Let them buy it when they're feeling called to, not when they've finally added you as a new payee on their e-banking, and make it easy for people. And then what I really, really, really want you to have is, however you're managing your, shut up, Robin. However you're managing your payments, that is automatic, so that the process is automated from when, say, I sign up for your retreat with my credit card or PayPal or whatever, and then straight away your system sends me out an email that says you're all registered and here's the link and here's the time. Automate it, figure it out. If you're I use Moonclerk and Stripe and MailChimp, and when you're bought from me, this automatically happens. You just get the stuff. When you signed up for this thing, you just got the email that said, here's the thing. I'm not sitting at my computer until 1 a.m. making sure that, okay, I've got to make sure that Beth got her welcome and here's the email. I've got to make sure that Michelle got her welcome and email and here's the link. Automate it. Automate it so that it's seamless. When people buy, then they get the link. And then I want you to set your sales targets today. If you are going to do this next weekend, like I know you can, how many people do you want to buy this thing? Type it into the chat right now. What's your sales target? Are you going to go for 10 people? Are you going to go for 20? 55, says Eric. 20, says Danny. Great. Maggie's going for 20. Robin's going for 20. Katrina's going for 20. 6 for Carol. 10 for Chrissy. Great. So there's no right or wrong number here, other than if it doesn't feel right to you, it's not the right number. Loving all of this. Totally doable for all of you. Absolutely. Great. So far what you have is you might have some homework to do with connecting things. You have to make sure that you've got some kind of e-portal, like e-cash portal, PayPal, Stripe, whatever, Venmo, whatever. And you've got your title and your subheading, so you're starting to build out what needs to happen for your marketing. Remember, you can keep sending me stuff via Instagram if you want me to check your progress so far. So next, let's talk about the marketing, because once you know kind of what it's going to be about, you know when it's going to be, you know how long, and you know how much, these are the things that you need to go build next. You need a sales page on your website, one page on your website exclusively for this retreat. And it is not the same, oh, my dog coughing in the background. It is not the same as the shopping cart page on the website. It needs to be a full web page that looks beautiful, has got lots of pictures on it, and gives people, remember, people who don't know you yet, gives them enough information to be intrigued enough to buy. Eric, lead pages can work as long as it's long, not an opt-in type lead page. It's got to be a sales page template. Robin says the automated stuff is my Achilles heel. No, it's not, Robin. The automated stuff is just something you haven't done yet. That's it. No drama. You just haven't done it yet. So you need to have a sales page. Now, importantly, I'm going to write that for you. Part of this training is you get to have my sales copy and use it. So once we're done with this, and I email you out the link to the replay, in that email, I'm going to include or the copy that you can use on your own sales page. Remember what I said at the top of the hour. This is a class where you implement what you do, and I want you to be making those sales next week. So I'm going to write some generic copy for you that you can pull out of the email and drop into your website. You will need to tweak it because I don't know exactly the thrust of your thing, and I'm going to use language that you probably wouldn't use. The way that I talk is different to the way that you talk, which is good for you. So you need to tweak it, but it's coming at you. If you find that you're procrastinating because you don't feel confident with your copywriting, or if you're worried that you don't know what to say, or if you haven't had a lot of experience writing sales pages, I've got you. I'll send it to you. There is no excuse for you not to be doing this. Susie says, you don't think the long sales page is a bit American? You know who's really amazing at selling shit online, Susie? Americans. Yes. And actually, here's the thing about a long sales page. Some people need to have a lot of information before they decide to buy something. Some people don't. That's why on a sales page, you have, if you go look at one of my sales pages, there is multiple buy now, register now sections throughout the page. So for example, Danny knows me. She's been on my retreats a few times. She's looking at something that I'm selling. She's going to know pretty much from like the first paragraph if she wants to buy it or not. She's a busy lady. She doesn't want to read the whole thing. She's going to press the first button and say, yeah, hit me up, Amy. I want that thing. But Carol doesn't know me very well yet. She might want to read a bit more, and she might want to read some testimonials, and she might want to know a bit more about the inclusions and the specifics. So she might need more information before she decides, yep, that's for me. I'm going to choose the register now button at the bottom of the page. So a long sales page with opportunities to buy throughout the page is simply catering to different types of people. Some people need a lot of information before they make a purchasing choice. I'm one of those. Some people don't need much at all. They're all about gut. That feels like the next thing for me to buy, click. So it's not, it's actually a long sales page is simply accommodating different purchasing styles. Susan says, I'm American, and Amy had to convince me about that. Yeah, Susan, this is the thing. You don't know us well enough. Like if you come over here, if you even just say, hey, I think I'm not too bad at something, everybody will say, you're a fucking dickhead. So it is a cultural thing. You're much better at supporting each other in that sort of way over there. Jen says, do you unlink the sales page hidden from the menu navigation? Hell no. You want everybody to see that. Jen, it's everywhere. Okay, geez, Amy, keep going. Okay, next. I want you to put on a Facebook ad. Yes, I want you to put on a Facebook ad to find people to invite to your retreat. Again, I'm going to write that for you. So just a little bit of, this is like the moment in the Oceans movies where we all sync our watches. I'm just going to talk about this in terms of my time zone. So you do the math. Today is Thursday. Thursday, you get the email that has the sales page copy. Friday, I'm going to send you the information that has the Facebook ad copy. And Saturday, I'm going to send you the information that has the copy to send in an email to your email list. That stuff's coming to you. Zero reason why you can't make this happen. So I think you need to put on a Facebook ad that also goes on Instagram, that's got a great photo on it, that's got some compelling copy, and the button on the ad takes people directly to the sales page that you've written. Then I think you need to send between now and next Friday 3 emails to your mailing list, inviting them to come along. 3 emails. What's the third email copy? Eric, I think that first up, start with the one I'm going to send you. Next, maybe you talk more specifically about the topic. So if it's a Love Your Lungs workshop, maybe the second email gives me a bit more information about lung health and what that means and why I want it, and a PS that says come to the mini retreat. And the third email is absolutely the last chance. Don't miss out. We're going to have an amazing time on the weekend. You really need this. Come get nourished doing your whatever. And it's essentially a don't miss out email. Next, I want you to be really present and engaged on your social media. So if you're going for this and it's going to happen next Saturday or Sunday and you're having 20 people in it and you are unavailable for anything less, and I am stalking you on the internet because you told me you wanted some extra support. Your job between now and when it starts is to be really present on social media. And that's not just posting every day. I want you to post every day, not just buy my shit, because that fatigues people. But here's another thing about healthy lungs, or here's how you can, I don't know, what's another example that we had? Here's an interesting article I found. It's about PTSD in veterans and holistic approaches to recovery, for example. So sharing content every day on your Instagram and on your Facebook. And then the last thing that's super important is that you are going live, doing live video a lot. A lot of live video, daily live video on Facebook, daily live video on Instagram. You might even want to make it more, it could just be jumping onto the live and sharing some useful content every day, but you might like to do something that's a little bit more structured. Maybe every day for the next week, I'll be on Facebook Live at 9 a.m. asking your questions about how to get started with meditation, for example. Or every day for the next 7 days, I'll be going live on my Instagram to walk you through each of the 7 chakras and a short visualization that can help you, I can't believe I'm going to say this, balance their energy, for example. You need to be going live so that people are seeing you, getting familiar with what you're doing, and more likely to engage with your ads, with your sales page, and with the emails that you're sending out. Any questions on the marketing stuff that I've shared so far? That's also an opportunity for me to take a quick sip of water. No, Eric, this is 45 bucks, no lead magnet. Can we post video versus live? Yeah, well, Susan, you can. You won't get as good a, I would say both. You won't get as good a return because different people like to watch live videos. I have a very small email list, says Susie. You know, Susie, small email lists have higher conversion rates. So for everybody with a small email list gets like 50% of their people open their emails. When you get up to a large, you know, tens of thousands email list, you'd be lucky to get 10% open. So just because it's small probably means it's more personable and they're more into you. Don't worry about it. Just follow the recipe. Oh my God, Beth says, escape from your kids mini retreat. I'm pretty sure that you'd sell the hell out of that. Lives on IG have a short lifespan. Yes, they do, ma'am. Yes, they do. But Susan, you can download them and create IGTV episodes. You can download them and repost them on your Facebook page. You can download them and put them on your YouTube channel. You can download them and put them on your LinkedIn. Just because they only sit for 24 hours on your Insta Live doesn't mean that they have to have a 24-hour lifespan. Melissa is going to the Escape Your Kids mini retreat with Beth. See, look, it's full. Beth, you've already filled it. Well done. You've got your 20 people escaping their kids. Yeah, self-care Saturdays. Give me a subtitle. Give me more than that. Susie's coming anyway, even though her kids are in their 30s. Brilliant. Can I do lives, and in the lives, inviting them to my website to check out the amazing retreat page? That is exactly what you do, Isabel. You teach them a thing on the live, you share something meaningful, you answer their questions, and then you offer your mini retreats at the end in a way that is warm and inviting and not salesy and creepy. So what that might look like is you get onto the live. Hi everybody, let me know where you are. How's everybody doing? A little bit of 30 seconds of chat, because that's the delay on a Facebook Live, for example. Then you launch into what you're going to teach people today. I'm going to talk to you about, today I'm going to be sharing 3 things that you can do to start a daily self-care routine. And while everybody's settling in and maybe collecting your journal to take some notes, also I wanted to remind you that I have a beautiful self-care mini retreat coming up this weekend, and you can find it at isabelswebsite.com/my mini retreat. What's the name? Then you teach your thing, and then at the end you say, thanks everybody, I hope you found this content useful. I'm going in deeper to all of these ideas over the weekend. It would be lovely to have you. The link to find out more is blah. No one feels sold to, icky, creepy, weird. Everybody just feels intrigued or dismissive. And both of those are good. Carol, so to save a live from Facebook, you just go into open the post and click the 3 dots, and there's a download option. You need to do it from your computer, not from your phone or your iPad. And to download an InstaLive, you probably need a Chrome extension. DM me on Insta if you want more info. I can send it to you. Caitlin says, I've been going backwards and forth where to go live, Facebook or Insta? Girl, both. Live, both. Remember, folks, I'm talking about next weekend. At most, you have 10 days. It's doable to go live on Instagram and Facebook every day for 10 days. This comes down to, do you want to make $900 or not? Do you want to help 20 people or not? Do you want to meet 30 new people who might then turn into retreat participants later on or not? I think you can do it. I think you can do it. How are people feeling about this? You up for this challenge? Doesn't have to blow out your adrenals, doesn't have to leave you exhausted and needing therapy. It just means that probably an hour a day for the next 10 days, you need to share some stuff, talk about what you love, be warm and friendly with folks. Yes, great, Lou, great, Christy, love it. Susie says, what if you only get 1 or 2 signups? I'm not going to answer that question, Susie, because I don't think that's going to be your reality. Denise says, for sure, I've held back too long. I got to say, like, now is a good time. It's like the universe is giving us all a kick in the pants. Astra says, can you do a little tasters of what you'll be offering? Absolutely. Great idea, Astra. So maybe we're going to do a 5-minute mindfulness practice every day for the week to get, so that you can experience it, and then join me for an in-depth training where I'll also talk about the science behind mindfulness, some common barriers that come up for people and how to mitigate them. I don't know, but yes, tasters of what you're going to do is perfect. Dee is going on the 17th of May. Fine, you can take 2 weeks, Dee. Can you talk about whatever yoga stuff or only related to your retreat? I would make it at least in some way related, Irina, because it needs to make sense. You don't want people loving on the fact that you're teaching this whole 15-minute Facebook Live about myofascial release with the tennis ball, and then you say, and come to my meridian exploration workshop. And they're like, well, hang on, I'm watching this because of the tennis ball. Like, what? So make it relatable. Make it related. Janice says, how long should the live be? 10 minutes? 10 minutes. Janice, Slow Down Sunday says, D, yep, good, D, that'll work for people who know you already. I need more compelling subtitle for people who don't know you yet. Carol says, yes, this is going to be very different, question mark? Oh my God. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Irina says, can it be simultaneous? Yes, it can. It can be simultaneous on both Facebook and Instagram. What I find though, Irina, is some people will watch my Facebook Live and then come watch my Instagram Live. And the more time they're spending with you, the more likely they are to buy. So I don't know. I'd recommend that you do them different. You do separate ones. What you say will be similar but not identical. Okay. Right. Okay, good. Oh my God, okay, good, Robin, yes. Never done a live before, says Carol. How exciting, Carol. You get to like crack that one, pop the cherry on that. Fantastic. Is escape the overwhelm too strong? Beth, I don't think so, but if you're running a Facebook ad, Facebook would call that discriminatory language. So you could definitely call it that on your website, but you might need to tone it down a little bit to get it through the Facebook filter in terms of ads. Eric, that's another question, which I don't have time for today, but message me, I can give you some ideas. Okay, Ida says, Melissa, is that about going live? Girl, what's going on? You've been hanging around me too long for that to be true. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's talk about the delivery. These are things that Dana, look, there's going to be a little group of you that can all support each other and go live together for the first time. See you later, Christy. Unleash the hounds. That's what an ex of mine used to say about farting, but I think you mean like play with your children. Either way, if that's what you have to do, have at it. Okay, let's talk about delivery. I think there's a couple of things that I recommend. This one is particularly important for such a time as this, that you make sure that there's pre and post time in your schedule for people to simply be on the Zoom talking with you and talking with one another. Normally, I wouldn't recommend that. And if you've consumed any of my content, podcasts and whatnot, I'm pretty firm around boundaries and showing up on time, delivering the content on time, and leaving on time. However, I think people are hungry for connection. I think people are lonely. I think people are bored talking to the people that they live with. And so I do recommend that you turn the Zoom on, even if your microphone and video is off, but you turn the Zoom on, say 15 minutes beforehand, and you let it run 15 minutes after the fact, so that people can stay and chat, or the people who come early can settle in and say hello to each other. That's very powerful stuff. People will want to do that. And what I don't want you to do is run 15 minutes behind time from the outset, because that's happened within the container of what you were going to offer. Does that make sense? You could even just have a slide showing on the screen. You could have your video turned off and your microphone turned off, but you could have a screen showing that says, everybody, we're getting started at the top of the hour, but right now, say hello and let everybody know, how are you feeling? So people are really looking for that stuff now. I recommend that you create some time on either side of the actual retreat container so that people can do that. Somebody says something about Mother's Day. If that's a thing for you and it matters, then obviously you need to manage around it. Jody's going to go teach. See you later, Jody. Dee says, obviously no waiting room. Yeah, I would not use the waiting room function. I'd let people come straight in and say hi to each other. Great. So Astra also says you could use the breakout room function to network. Yep. Yep, great. Monica says, so I'm not in for the first 15 minutes, just the guests. Oh, it's up to you, Monica. I know for me, I have this built-in, automatic nervous system situation, which means I have to go to the loo before I do anything. It also happens when I'm at the cinema. So if I am there early, then I'll probably turn my video off, do that, come back. I don't know, maybe you need to throw the dog out at the last minute or something. It depends on how you roll. If you're good to be there for the 15 minutes beforehand, it's a lovely opportunity to make people feel welcome, to get to know people who might not be regulars. It just depends. I guess it's got to feel good and manageable for you. If it means that you would be teaching online for 2.5 hours straight, 15 minutes before, 2 hours of content, 15 minutes after, and that's going to max you out, then probably no. But if you have been teaching online for a while and you don't find it especially fatiguing, yeah, I think it could be great for people to get to know you. Irina says, so first you allow them to talk to themselves? Yeah, that's what I think. I think exactly that, Irina. Give people a reason to chat. Put up a slide that says, please unmute yourself and say hi to everybody. It's also a nice icebreaker. So that's pre and post. The next thing I want to talk about is your content and planning. And what I see people do is overstuff the container. Try and push in too much stuff. Oh my God, I've just sold 20 places at $45 per person. I need to really deliver. I got a lot of money for that. I need to really give people a whole lot of very good stuff, which means that you're actually overfeeding people. As I often say, no one likes going to an expensive restaurant and having portions so big that you can't actually eat it. People feel like, whoa, that was too much. I feel like I've overeaten, or I feel like I didn't get to receive properly what I'd paid for. Don't put too much in. People need space. People need time to down-regulate. People need time to assimilate what you're sharing. And silence or a pause in your online delivery is just as important as it is in the room. So while you might have a whole bunch of modalities, you don't need to give everything in your container. When you're planning out what you're going to do, be very mindful of overstuffing. And I recommend that less is more. Longer Shavasana, longer Yoga Nidra. Factor in time for people to move from one thing to another. Factor in time from, now we're moving from the asana portion to the journaling portion, or now we're moving from the sharing circle to restorative pose. Don't overstuff it. Give people more time than you probably normally would. Susie says, with the free Zoom 40-minute limit, does that include breakout room time? I don't know, Susie, but also you're not doing a virtual retreat that goes for 40 minutes. So you're going to need to upgrade. And the upgrade definitely has the breakout room. Monica says, I'm so comfortable with silence in person, but online it freaks me out. People need it just as much. You've got to trust their process. I booked a yoga class, online yoga class, and the yoga teacher, the theme was beautiful. What she was sharing was beautiful. She obviously knew her stuff, and she did not shut up the whole Shavasana. She was posing these really powerful contemplative questions that I just wanted to be with. And I couldn't because she was yap, yap, yap in my ear the whole time. So it's just as important, if not more so, to give people space and silence and time during your virtual retreat. If it freaks you out, guess what? It's your job to sit with that. It's your yoga in the moment to be okay with your own discomfort. We know this. I bet you all did this when you were brand new teachers. I know I did. You talk too much when you feel nervous or uncomfortable. Don't do that. Trust that what you're offering is medicine, and it doesn't need all of the padding for it to be powerful. I love silence, says Dee. Robin says, oh, I have left a class early once because the teacher didn't shut up. You know what? During that virtual class that I was doing, I put my computer on silent. Actually, I snuck over and pressed the mute button so that I could actually receive what she was giving me in a meaningful way and not feel myself just get all agitated because I was trying to do the thing, but I couldn't because of her noise. Don't overstuff, folks. Irina says, oh, I hate that. I want to stand up and shout, shut the fuck up. So fun. Okay, so don't overstuff. Even though you've got so much to share, put on another one in 2 weeks and share more then. Don't put too much into the container. Next, interaction is really important online. People are looking for community and connection. So interaction is important. But here's the thing. You do not want everybody to be unmuted. You do not want that. Because even though the idea is nice, the reality sucks, especially if you're a person like me who gets seriously agitated from like noise, people's rubbing on microphones, people clattering their shit and they don't realize, people thinking they're being quiet, but they knock over their drink bottle or they're shuffling their papers, or their husband walks in and says, do you know where the shared key is? And they're like, I'm on a call. All of that stuff is really annoying and throws people out of the feeling tone that you're really working to create. So everybody is on mute except you, except maybe for some times that you manage. You're looking for interaction, but it is more structured than it would be if you were in the room with people. What do I mean by that? I mean that you will let people know when it's time to interact, and you will let people know when it's time to move away from their computer. So for example, you could bring everybody gently out of yoga asana, they sit for a minute or two, and then you say to people, okay, now let's gather in closer, and I'd love to know how you found that. Type into the chat what you loved most about the asana practice that we just did. So people understand, okay, I can leave my mat, I can come to my computer, I know where I'm supposed to be because the teacher is telling me what to do. And then you can comment like I've been doing on the chat so people can see everybody's comments, but they also feel that there is an inclusive discussion because of the way that you're handling the information. But what they're not getting is all of the like audio chitta-vritti from everybody's microphones being turned off. If it's right for you, depending on, if you're doing like a women's red tent, or if you're doing like, I don't know, like the empowered masculine something or other. Like if you're doing something that's got a personal element to it, managing your hormones, dealing with depression, maybe Robin, the stuff that you're doing, maybe you do want to unmute people. Raise your hand if you'd like to share what that experience was like for you. Do know though, folks, it takes a skill set to manage that stuff. Well, hang on, let me rephrase. It doesn't necessarily take a skill set. It takes you being empowered enough to create good boundaries. I was doing a virtual retreat. You know who you are. There was a woman who kept unmuting herself and oversharing about her menopause experience and the, let's just say, her journey to menopause in a highly anatomical and graphic, viscous detail. I got to say, I didn't sign up to that virtual retreat to know about that woman's bodily secretions, for example. TMI. So, you know, some people are oversharers. Some people don't understand about sharing space with other people. If you are going to unmute people for sharing, you need to be confident enough to say something like, Monica, thanks for sharing. I'm going to stop you there, and maybe you and I can talk about that later. And we're going to move on to the next part of the conversation. Like, you need to have the confidence to speak the truth in love and to manage sharing. You need to be able to do that. If you don't feel comfortable, if you're the sort of person who sits there going, oh God, I wish she would shut up. I don't know what to do. I'll look like a bitch if I shut her off, but God, this is a disaster. If that's your learning edge, I recommend that you just use the chat function, not the unmuting function. It's easier to ignore a whacked out comment in the chat. You can have an assistant on your chat only. Interesting. Monica says, speaking of the toilet break, do you have a little break in a 2-hour retreat? I wouldn't, personally. You could. I think people would just manage their own break if they need to. Turn the camera off, or I don't know, heaven forbid they take their phone to the loo and keep watching with the video on, but that's up to you. It's up to you. Interaction. Okay, tech. Here's what you need for tech. Really, you don't need anything fancy. Definitely not for you to go get this done next Saturday. You need your computer. Do it with your computer so the screen is big enough that you can see the participants and the chat. Doing it on your phone, it's going to just be too hard to see everybody. You don't need any type of fancy microphone. If you want to sit close to your computer all the time, you could use this if you want, your headset thing. If you've got a Bluetooth mic, great. If you've got AirPods, great. If you have none of it, also great. Just don't deliver your mini retreat in a hard surface room. Use a room in your house that has carpet. Like if you've got duvets, sort of put them behind the computer so that nobody can see. Soft furnishings are your friend, so it's not as echoey. That's all you need. Don't play music through Zoom. It won't work. Don't do your singing bowls and gongs on Zoom. Don't work. They work on Instagram Live. They don't work well on Zoom. So if that's part of what you would normally deliver, you might want to remove that from your schedule. It just doesn't seem to. Playing music, unless you've got it hooked up and a license and all of that sort of stuff, and I don't think many people here would. No music, no gongs, no singing bowls, crystal balls. They just tend to not work so great on Zoom because of the way that the sound works. But different on Insta Live, for example, then it works great. But I wouldn't recommend that you do those sorts of don't incorporate sound in that way into your life. I mean, you can ding a bell at the end of meditation, that's going to work. But if you're trying to do sort of sound healing, sound therapy, from the things that I've watched and been a part of so far, it doesn't work great on Zoom. Okay, cool. Lamar Renee says it worked for, yeah, that worked. Okay, great. If you've tested it and it works, great. I'm just going on. What again, to reiterate, what I don't want you to do is overthink all of this stuff when I just want you to go offer it and get going. So if something you've already done works, then brilliant. You've got some great information, some confidence to keep doing it. Fantastic. All right. Is there a way to play music through the screen share that works well, but you can't be heard at the same time, so can work for periods of no talking? Jen, there are different ways to do it, and I know I have clients who teach things like Nia or 5 Rhythms, dance stuff where you need the music. It's a tech solution though, so if this is going to be something that you do ongoing, yes, you might want to invest some time and sort out how to do that really well. If you don't have that all sorted out and you're afraid of tech, I just say cut it out. That's kind of where I'm going, is like bare bones, get this done. Absolutely, there's a way to do it beautifully with all sorts of managed sound, high tech. If this is where the 3 of you are going longer term, you can crush it. But it might not be something that's solved in the next couple of days. All right, what have I got next? Okay, cool. So, oh my God, look at that. I crushed it in an hour. So next step, celebrate. Seriously, there is nothing in anything that I've shared that is impossible. Remember, we know how long it's going to go for. You know what it's going to be called and generally what it's about. You know how much it's going to cost. You know the 6 things you need so that you can sell this thing. I'm going to send you the copy for your sales page today. Tomorrow, I'm going to send you the copy for your Facebook ad. And the day after, I'm going to send you the copy for 1 email to get you started telling your mailing list about this. Just do the things. There is no reason why this won't work for you. I want you to let me know how you're going and message me your questions. That's my Insta. That's where you message me. If you send me an email, I will get to it. It will take me longer because hashtag Amy hates email. But do message me on Instagram and I will totally get back to you. Hardy 3 yoga. Awesome. Got your messages. We'll check them soon. But anybody else who wants to stay accountable, here's what I want you to do. If you want to stay in my accountability for this group, message me. Message me on the gram and I'll put you into my little collection of people to get some pep talks over the next week so that this becomes your reality. Open your Instagram, type me a message. Do it now. Dee says, you said you were going to talk Eventbrite. Oh, thanks, Dee, I did. So for people who don't have a website, you could build out your sales page on some other platform like Eventbrite. It won't be as good as a sales page on your website, but it is a stopgap. I don't want you to not do this because you think you have to build a website first. If you don't have a website, you can sell this through something like Eventbrite, which doesn't have the same functionality in terms of design and layout as a sales page would, but it's good enough. That's why you could use something like Eventbrite, or you could even use a Facebook event with a link to your PayPal account. That would be a workaround. Janice says, what if you don't have an email list? Well, this is a great place to get started, Janice, because everybody who comes along will then go onto your email list. But you probably have friends you could email, and you could ask them to forward it on to their friends. You could post it on your personal Facebook page, tag your friends and ask them to tag their friends. Remember, if you're looking for, Janice, I can't remember what your sales target was, but if you're looking for 20 people, maybe you'd only need 15 because 5 of them invite their friend as well. And the 15, a couple of them are your girlfriends, one's your mum, and the others are friends of friends. And don't forget, I want you to put on a Facebook ad. So people who have no idea who you are going to see your ad and sign up. Melissa says, I only have an email list from the forms client have filled out, but not set up MailChimp or similar. Is there a resource to get this set up easy, or shall I just Google that? The resource to get that set up easy is you. But here's the thing, again, I want you to just get going. So Melissa, if you've got 20 people on that list, for example, just send them all a personal email. Just write 20 emails. You can copy and paste. Just do it that way. Don't BCC because that will reduce your deliverability. But if there's like 100 of them, then export that data, set yourself up in MailChimp, import the data. Now you have a mailing list. Girl, you're on a learning curve and I'm loving it, Melissa. Good for you. Dee says, I have my website half done. Can you just have small one-page website retreat day on Linktree? Sure. Sure. Yeah, you can. Why not BCC, says Jocelyn? Because it can trigger like a spam response, Jocelyn. It doesn't look as professional if you BCC people. Some people might not get it. That's why. Technophobe, former technophobe, Melissa, former technophobe. All right, folks, I want to see. Oh, look at this. This is better. Monica, Harmony and Healthy Yoga, Caitlin, Susan, great. Loving seeing these Instagram messages coming in. Don't forget, this is where I can keep supporting you between now and the weekend, next weekend. Jen says, Curvilicious virtual yoga retreat, journey to body peace through doable real body yoga. I like. Yeah, you could have so much fun with that. Yes. You're welcome, Susie. This is possible for you, girl. I want this for you. You know, there's something incredibly empowering in deciding that even though it feels big and unknown, you're going to give it everything you've got and make it happen. Imagine you do what I've taught you today and you have 20 people at $45 and you teach a beautiful 2-hour class, and imagine how you'll feel at the end of it. I mean, you've just helped 20 people feel great, whatever it is, lungs, curvilicious, whatever. Hello, yes, Lamar Renee, Sacred Mama Movement for Expectant Mamas, golden. You know, imagine how you're going to feel with $900 in the bank and 20 people who are just blissed out because of what they shared with you. You're going to feel incredible. So if you're feeling ambivalent now, seriously, stay connected with me for the next week. Use the resources that I'm going to email you. Make this happen. There's nothing special about me. Beth's been running virtual retreats every couple of weeks. She's done 3 of them so far. She's got another one coming up. She's fabulous. There's nothing special about her other than the 2 of us went, you know what? I'm going to do it. Susan, hey Susan, says, should I even bother offering the retreat again next week? Well, I don't know the answer to that. You got to know if you're going to do what I taught you. So obviously mailing list is out. I think it's possible. But if you're feeling like you don't want to bother, then I think your energy might impact the success. You've got to really want this to work. You've got to call it in. As much as it's doing the do, you've also got to desire the results. Trish says, thank you. This has been so helpful to me. All the best, everybody. Good luck. Jan says, brilliant information. Great. Kick up the bum, says Tana. Great. Restorative yoga mini retreat. Find calmness. Can you just say calm, Sally-Ann? Is calmness a word? Find calm space and settle into deep stillness. Ooh, that sounds nice. Monica says, there's lots special about you, Amy, especially my give a fuck attitude. Monica, Desiring the results is important, says, do you say Amy? Aim? I don't know. How do you pronounce that? And is that you? Because my second initial is K as well. Look at that. We're both Amy K's. Yes, J5. All right, folks, that's the content for virtual retreats. Keep the messages coming into me on Insta. I want to talk to you quickly now about my social media confidence for yoga teachers course. So I think you should all go buy it. If you haven't done it already, you should. If you've done it, type into the chat why you think everybody else should do it. If you don't want to hear about the course that I'm offering, see you later. This would be your time to leave. But if you would like to know a bit more about it, I'm going to tell you about it right now. It's awesome, says Susan. Susie says, I've signed up for it. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, that's great, Susie. Yes. Okay, good. Yes. I'm so glad you're there. Jen says, I've done it. Definitely do it. It's so helpful. It made me like social media at last. Brilliant. Sally Ann says, it's great. I learned a lot. I've just got to put it all into practice. Now is the time. Do it, says Dee. Okay, let me tell you while everybody's doing. Oh, quickly, this is what I'm going to send you. I said this already. Today, I'll send you the sales page swipe copy. Tomorrow, I'll send you the email swipe copy, and then, or actually the other way around, Facebook ads. So it's coming. More resources are coming. Make sure that you check that. I'll send you 3 more emails over the next 3 days. so that you've got what you need. Irina says, I love Insta now after doing the course. Everybody go follow Yoga Shape because Irina's Insta is gorgeous. So for more support, don't forget, keep DMing me. I want to know where you're at. What do you need? Seriously, like that's how you contact me. You can do it as much as you want. I want you to do this. I want you to be successful. Next, here we go. I'm going to talk to you about this course. That is awesome. It's enrolling now. There's 27 places left. If you want one, I think you should get one. Let me explain why. Melissa says, it was a brilliant training. It helped me set up my game. Ciao, Amy. Ciao, Melissa. Great. Oh, Monica says, I got started teaching online and I never imagined myself doing that because you did the social media course. Great. So let me talk. There's the link if you want to go check it out while I'm talking. And let me tell you a little bit about it. Okay, so it is a 4-week course. It costs 197 Australian, approximately 100 quid, 128 US, whatever, about, check first, whatever. But that's how much it costs. And it's a 4-week course. It starts on the 12th of May. And we cover over the 4 weeks everything that you need and nothing that you don't to finally feel confident on social media. So offering things like these virtual retreats that we just have spent the past hour talking about become very doable when you have a strong following on social media. Think about it. It's an industry statistic that about 1% of your followers will buy from you ever. So if you have an Instagram account that has 400 people following you, there's 4 people who are going to buy something from you. If you have an Instagram account that has 4,000 people following you, then there's 40 people who are going to sign up for your virtual retreat. So having a strong social media presence is really important in terms of reaching the right people that you would like to invite into your offerings. But for so many yoga teachers, they're freaked out about it. They're worried about being pushy or salesy. They're worried that they don't know what to say. They're worried that they don't look right in their photographs. They don't know which platform is which. They don't understand actually what the fuck a hashtag is. And they haven't taken the time yet to really learn how to do it. That's what this course is all about. And you can see dublindoula.ie if you want to follow her on Insta. I love that she says this. Every session yielded great results and also to my personal confidence. Great. Talk about a woman who knows how to take action. Go check out that account, dublindoula.ie. Brilliant. So there's the pricing again. There's another recommendation from a teacher who's just completed it. Every week we meet twice. The start of the week, we meet and I train you for 90 minutes in what you need to learn. So we go over Instagram and Facebook. I teach you my 5-post type recipe. So you never feel stuck knowing what to write because there's 5 different types of posts and I unpack all of them so you know exactly what to write on any day of the week. You're never going to think, oh shit, what do I write this time? I also teach you the difference between Facebook and Instagram and why sharing the same stuff across both platforms is actually to your business detriment. We cover that in the first week. Then at the end of the week, we have a Q&A call, which is just about me answering your questions, you celebrating your success, and you checking in with, I didn't quite understand this, or can you look at my page on that, so that you're getting implementation support as we go, which I think is really important. I'm a zealot for buying training programs that you actually implement. Eric says, this course is as vital as air. Yes, that's the best testimonial ever. Week 2, we look at live video. How do you do it well? How long do you go for? What do you talk about? How do you engage with people? How do you feel confident? What tech do you need? How do you share it across platforms? Week 3, we look at how do you schedule stuff so that you're not thinking every day, oh, fuck, I need to do something on social, but how do you do it once and then it just happens all week long so you don't have to worry about it? How do you make one thing and use it in multiple ways so you're getting more reach with less time actually spent creating stuff? If that sounds interesting, hello, sign up. And then the final week we look at, okay, you've got those basics down. What might be the next platform for you to try? Are you interested in starting a podcast? If you teach kids yoga, are you on TikTok yet? If you're looking for corporate clients, well, what about LinkedIn? We start looking at some other platforms to grow your reach. Again, not with overwhelm or freak out, but with strategic repurposing of stuff that you've already made. Robin, the classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 a.m. Our time. We're in the same time zone at the moment. There's the link. The other thing that I've included, see, Monica, I had to put your testimonial in. It was just so good. The other thing that you will get that is new, so this will be the 4th time that I've taught this course, but what I haven't taught yet is I'm also going to do an additional bonus training about how to take great selfies. So what people are finding is that one of the bottlenecks in having a great social media platform is enough photographs to not have to freak out about, oh God, what am I going to post today? Because you've got oodles of photos all ready to go in a folder and you're just dragging them over into your scheduler, typing something light and insightful and scheduling it for the week. If you don't have enough photos, then you feel like you're scrapping around all the time for something to share. Type into the chat if you can relate to that. If you don't know what to post on social media because you just don't have enough photographs. Right now, that's me, says Robin. Yep, says Caitlin, totally. So right now, obviously, even if you had, all the money in the world for photography, you're not allowed to have any professional photos taken because everybody's in lockdown. So what you need is selfies. And what I'm going to teach you in this bonus training is how do you take good selfies? How do you actually take pictures of yourself that don't look like selfies so you're never wondering, well, shit, I've run out of pictures. We're going to talk about, you get a bonus training, how do you take good selfies? These are selfies. So that you've got enough content to share that's on brand, looks like your account. I'm going to teach you how to come up with themes and brands so your account looks cohesive. You also get this bonus training on selfies because you need more photos than you have, I'm guessing, and you need to be able to take them for yourself also, I'm guessing. All right, let me just check the chat. I just signed up, says Eric. Really? Super cool. It's going to be fun to be working with you again. I need an update. What's going on in your life? Where's everything at? Okay, I just love this test. This is the best testimonial I've ever received. Thanks, Monica. Just love it. Who gives a fuck? Cheerful Australian can do kind of way. I'm going to put that on my Tinder profile. Love it. Okay, so the other thing that's happening right now, if you sign up today or by tomorrow night, you'll also get a bonus one-to-one coaching session with me. So that's exactly that. It's one-to-one coaching session, goes for 45 minutes. You can use it during the course. You can use it right now if you need help, or you can use it a month after the course finishes. So a bunch of people that have just finished the previous round of this program are having their sessions now to do things like, can we fine tune this? Can you make sure I've got my bio right and my theme right? What does my new, how does my Facebook page look now that I've implemented everything that you've taught me? You can also use your bonus session for anything else that you're working on in your yoga business. Maybe it's going to get to the point where you need some support because you've gone and built this great membership site for online, but now lockdown's over, and how do you transition your online members back to in-person? Or maybe you've had some insights over the lockdown period where you realize that actually teaching 16 classes at 5 different studios every week is not your jam. Turns out your life was better when you didn't do that. So what would your business model look like where you're still making the same amount of money, but you're not running all over town? Or whatever else it may be that you're working on in your business, we'll have a private coaching session where we can hammer all of that out, get you super clear with a bunch of action steps so you know what to do next. Anybody who's watching who's had a 45-minute, one-off 45-minute coaching session with me, type into the chat if you got benefit from it. Every time I do these, what people say is, well, it looks like I've got some homework now. You get some stuff to do. Yep, lots, says Eric. Yes, totally. Yes, totally. There'll be a recording. It's going to come out. You might have missed it live, but you absolutely haven't missed it. There'll be a recording. I'll send it soon. Boom, Melissa says, I didn't book quick enough, but the course was still great. Yes, it's worth every second, says Susan. Amazing. I think, yeah, that's my final slide. So it's a no-brainer. It's so worth it, says Jocelyn. Irina says, absolutely, you get value from your sessions. I'm looking forward to another one. Elizabeth Everett says, yes, thank you. And you're welcome. Everybody, that is the content that I had for you today. Do sign up for this program because it's awesome. amymcdonald.com.au/social is the page to go check it out. Astra says, I want to do it again just for the fun of it. Astra, you can do it again. You're in Keep Growing. You can do whatever you want. Just, yeah, tell me, I'll opt you in. Sarah says, amazing, I'm in. Awesome, Sarah. We're going to have, I mean, if you've done it, folks, if you're still on the call and you've done this course, type into the chat how much fun we have, because it's one thing for me to say, you'll have so much fun, but like, you know, anybody could say that about what they do. Oh my God, I love this. I mean, if you're in, says Susan, looks like all of the Keep Growing Mastermind is going in for another round. Same for you, Victoria, if you're still here, if you want to go another round. So much fun, says Melissa. Awesome, so cool. So if you're joining that, do sign up so that I can give you the bonus session, because why not? Unless, of course, you hate the idea of having a private session with me, then you can book in before the class starts. You don't have to, you know, have the bonus session if you don't want to. And as far as virtual retreats go, type into the, if you're still here watching me, I want to hear it one more time. If you are committed to doing this, to implementing what I've taught you, remember, in a couple of hours, you'll get an email from me. In the email, the copy that you need for the sales page, like, it's going to be there. You just have to follow the recipe. You don't have to be a tech wizard. You don't have to be a master teacher. You just have to follow the recipe. Yes, I will do it, says Susan. I am committed, says Robin. Yes. The Mindful Veteran is freaking ready. Yes. Monica, yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Astra is doing it. Linda is doing it. Yes, like Linda, your stuff will just be so beautiful online in a retreat. I'm committed. Yes, great. Carol is committed. Well, Melissa says about social media confidence for yoga teachers. It was great. I had a problem with my Facebook at the time, so I'm rewatching it to implement, which is not a bad thing. Totally. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Amy K, that's not me, that's you, says, yes, thank you. Okay, great, everybody. Don't forget, at Amy Yoga Biz Coach, if you get stuck, if you have a question, just, you're not allowed to go, oh my God, I need to like meditate on it. I need to like take a social distance walk. I need to eat 3 packets of Oreos and then I'll get my clarity. Just message me and I'll send you back what I think. Seriously, I've been doing this for years. I've taught like, I don't know, nearly 100 virtual retreats. And that's how I got my yoga business started. That's how I filled my international retreats. I know what I'm talking about. You're not allowed to get stuck in analysis paralysis. Message me. Let's resolve it quick and keep moving forward. I can't wait to hear in 2 weeks how all of you have done, because you've implemented this. You've helped more people. You've discovered more about what you love to teach versus what you think you should teach. You've brought in a cash injection in your business, and you've proved to yourself that you have what it takes to use this vehicle as a way of generating prosperity and sharing your gifts with the people who need them. That's me done, everybody. I'm going to go eat my chia. It's that time of the morning. Oceans of thanks, says Linda. Oh my goodness, are you kidding? It was lovely to have you here. You're so, so, so welcome. Take care, everybody. Keep in touch. Let me know how you're going. And cheers, my dears, says Hannah. That's a perfect note to finish on. Bye, everybody. Go do the thing. Let me do actually, let's do that. Let's do like that. Can I do the group picture? I love these like group picture goodbye waves. Oh, look at everybody. Oh, you're all ready. Okay, ready, set, go. I always look like an inflatable doll when I take the picture. Bye, everybody. Have a great, oh, look at that. Lamar Renee's iPhone is actually apparently now in San Francisco. I thought you said, is this the special thing you can create your own background? I love it. I remember driving over that bridge. I thought I was a movie star. Bye, everybody.